Robert Spencer here for Jihad Watch, a program of the David Horowitz Freedom Center and for the Center for Security Policy. Financial Times reported recently that the Trump administration is considering dropping Pakistan as an ally, as it examines tough measures to quell more than 20 terrorist groups it says are based in that country. Here again, the president, who is daily derided and ridiculed by foreign policy experts, is right, and they are wrong. Pakistan is no ally and has not been for years. This is a rupture that is much needed and long overdue. President Trump has accused the Pakistani government of housing the very terrorists that we are fighting. And it's true, with the most notorious of these being Osama bin Laden himself. Journalist Carlotta Gall, who reported from Afghanistan for the New York Times for 12 years, reported in March 2014 that soon after the Navy SEAL raid on bin Laden's house, a Pakistani official told me that the United States had direct evidence that the ISI chief, Lieutenant General Ahmed Shuja Pasha, knew of bin Laden's presence in Abbottabad. The information came from a senior United States official, and I guessed that the Americans had intercepted a phone call of Pasha's or one about him in the days after the raid. He knew of Osama's whereabouts, yes, the Pakistani official told me. The official was surprised to learn this and said the Americans were even more so. He shouldn't have been. It had been obvious for years at that point, and remains obvious, that the Pakistanis had been aiding the same jihadists that the U.S. government had been giving them billions of dollars to fight. The New York Times reported on that at length back in 2008. Not only did Ahmed Shuja Pasha, the head of the Pakistani government's spy service, ISI, know the whereabouts of Osama, but so did many other top officials in the Pakistani government. Those who are genuinely surprised by this news probably also think that Islam is a religion of peace that's been hijacked by a tiny minority of extremists. After all, this is the country where the jihad terror chief Hafiz Saeed, on whom the U.S. has placed a $10 million bounty, lives openly and comfortably. International Business Times reported as long ago as 3 years ago that Saeed lives as a free man in Lahore, even though he is chief of Jamaat-ud-Dawa, a parent organization of banned Lashkar-e-Taiba. The organization was implicated in the 2008 attacks on Mumbai in India, which claimed 166 lives. Not only that, but Pakistan has twice placed Saeed under house arrest since 2001, but had let him go under suspicious circumstances. And now JUD operates quite visibly in parts of Pakistan with its own website and a Twitter page. None of this has changed in the intervening 3 years. The Pakistani government, meanwhile, is getting U.S. money to fight terrorists. Now this is what they're using it for. Sky News reported in January 2014 that Pakistani officials have reportedly used a secret counter-terrorism fund to buy wedding gifts, luxury carpets, and gold jewelry for relatives of ministers and visiting dignitaries. Now, this is better than funneling to the terrorists themselves the money that the Pakistani government received from the U.S. to fight terror, but it also shows how seriously the Pakistani authorities have taken their role in the war on terror. That is, not seriously at all. 3 years have passed since these facts were revealed. The Obama administration, of course, did nothing. Trump's apparent willingness to grasp this nettle is greatly to his credit. For even as there was an immense political shift in the U.S. with the election of Trump, Pakistan has been, if anything, consistent. In November 2013, after Pakistani Taliban leader Hakimullah Masood was killed in a drone strike, the Pakistani government was furious and summoned the U.S. ambassador to protest. The Pakistani foreign minister, Chaudhry Nisar Ali Khan, said the killing of Masood was not just the killing of one person, it's the death of all peace efforts, and warned that every aspect of Pakistan's relationship with Washington would be re-examined. That is, remember, for the death of a Taliban leader. And in the summer of 2013, Pakistan's Abbottabad Commission, which was an investigation into the raid that killed Osama bin Laden, denounced the U.S. as arrogant and said that the killing of bin Laden was the greatest humiliation that Pakistan had suffered since the 1971 Declaration of Independence by East Pakistan, which is of course now Bangladesh. For far too many years now, the U.S. government has been suffering from a strange addiction, an addiction to shoveling huge amounts of money to old Cold War allies that aren't really allies at all anymore, if they ever were. The end of this farce with Pakistan should have come long ago. We can only hope that President Trump will follow through on his remarkably clear-sighted view of this sham ally. I'm Robert Spencer.